Alright, this is Jay Tackett. This is going to be the Jacket Journals kind of audio talk podcast, I guess you will, of the top 10 scariest movies. We're going to play for you some of the creepy quotes or something creepy from the top 10 movies. We've also got some YouTube links on the page before this. You can watch some of the videos, but the first quote we're going to talk about is the quote from Jaws. I know a lot of people were surprised Jaws wasn't make the list, but when it came out, it was a big thriller in theaters because of the lack of how often you saw the shark. So when you did see it, it was kind of really scary and unexpected. So the first time we see him is when Officer Brody is shoveling chum in the ocean, and he's complaining about it, and the shark just jumps up out of the water at him, and he jerks up real quick and walks back to the back of the boat and tells him the quote, which I'm going to play for you. And he says,
"You're going to need a bigger boat."
And I think that was just a good quote to see. It's one of the most famous quotes for Jaws. It was a good one. And next was number 9, and that was Night of the Living Dead. And we have the trailer of the original movie as a YouTube clip. And number 8, Rosemary's Baby, we also have the trailer as a clip because those were two of the older movies, and it was a lot harder to find clips and audio of them. And at number 7, we have Poltergeist, and the creepy quote is from little girl Carol Ann up against the TV talking to the ghosts, and her parents wake up and hear her talking to the ghosts, and they all come downstairs, and she turns to them and tells everybody, they're here. So this one sounds like this.
They're here.
And next on the list, number 6, one of the goriest ones was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And the creepy quote for this one is pretty chilling. It's actually the first quotes of the movie, and it's the narrator speaking, and he kind of sets up the whole movie with this quote right here.
The film which you are about to see is an account of the tragedy which befell a group of 5 youths, in particular Sally Hardesty and her invalid brother Franklin. It is all the more tragic in that they were young, but had they lived very, very long lives, they could not have expected, nor would they have wished to see as much of the mad and macabre as they were to see that day. For them, an idyllic summer afternoon drive became a nightmare. The events of that day were to lead to the discovery of one of the most bizarre crimes in the annals of American history, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And next, at number 5, we've got Silence of the Lambs, which is probably one of my favorite scariest. It's really suspenseful more than it is scary. But Hannibal Lecter oftentimes has some really chilling stuff he says to Clarice, and one of the famous lines was "Hello, Clarice," but I couldn't get that one, so I got a "Thank you, Clarice," which is pretty creepy hearing it.
Thank you, Clarice. Thank you.
And at number 4, we have Alien, and we have the super scary scene, the YouTube video embedded on the page. And then, so next that brings us to The Shining, and for The Shining we have the Here's Johnny whole scene. Actually, the whole scene was pretty good. So we've got the whole thing, and it starts out with him chopping the door down with an axe before he could stick his head in and give the chiller line, and that one sounds like this.
Little pigs, let me come in. Not by the hair on your chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in.
we have The Exorcist, and this one is a pretty creepy quote. It's right when she turns her head around and says, she says a pretty creepy quote. It's not the creepy quote, but a creepy one about what the daughter did. So this one sounds like this.
Do you know what she did? Your canting daughter?
And at last we have our Psycho quote, which is a Norman Bates quote. It was pulled from the trailer, so it's got kind of some creepy music going with it, and it goes like this.
It's not as if she were a maniac. She just goes a little mad sometimes.
Well, that's all the creepy quotes we have for you. Thanks for joining in on this little, I guess, first time try audio podcast of something from the Jacket Journal, and we hope to have more to come. Thanks for tuning in.